Hello and welcome to Stockton Junction. Going to go through just a quick visit on the approximate track plans, and I say approximate because things may change, but it's sort of like the basics of what I'm looking at. Obviously, depending on how things fit within the layout, I might add or remove different parts of it or shorten things here and there, etc. So anyway, this is obviously the first module there that's going to be for the fiddle yard. As you can see, I've have two rows of 9 tracks, so with a little gap in the middle. I've just laid them there for now just to see how they fitted until I get the points which are on order. I don't know quite whether I'll still have 9 on each side. I might reduce it to 8 if I need a bit more space. Anyway, so let's look at the track plans. So obviously this is the door area. We'll have a helix here and here. So coming out of the helix, we're looking at a bridge there, which I've got and I'm already in the process of making, which is nearly 60 centimeters. So that's nearly 2 foot. It's just under 60 centimeters. It's like 2 foot long bridge. I'm also going to have another bridge, here as well. So what I'm going to do is, obviously the helix will only have 2 tracks on it. So I'm going to have the 2 tracks coming off and around here. This will be raised area with and what I'll do is I'll show you this sheet, because this is sort of like a larger plan of the area. So this is the helix, the 2 tracks coming. We have canal here, obviously sloped up sides up to the bridge edge, and then here where you see these crosshatch sections, these are going to be raised areas. So this will be basically coming across the bridge and then into a cutting coming around here with the 2 tracks. So we literally have sort of not walls, but cuttings either side. So there'll be a farm area on the top here with the road coming over a road bridge, another cutting here with the road coming across, and basically these tracks will continue on down and round. So that is the far left, the left hand corner as you walk into the door. So that's obviously as you walk in, that's this section from here to here. And what I was originally going to do, as you can see, is this 3rd track. I was originally going to bring it across here to join to the main tracks, but what I've decided is that the angle doesn't really work very well coming across here, because this is actually probably going to be a bit further, more nearer here when you work out on the scale. If you look here, I've only got a foot gap from the edge of the helix to where the first bridge starts. So when I've got some hillside there and tunnel mouths, there isn't really room for point work there. So what I've decided to do is take away this part and have the track come through this. Obviously this track will come through this cutting and it will join up. So that's it coming here, and it will join up here somewhere. It will actually go as a 3rd track, but the center, this right hand track will also join. So from this point here, I'll have 3 lines. And basically what I'm intending on doing, where you can see this piece here, is I'll have a scenic section over the top of here, obviously a hillside there to cover this part, but as the helix is going down, I'll be able to bring this track, so it'll come over a little single track bridge, which I've also already got and in the process of building. It's going to come around here and split up into whatever sidings that I put there for some form of industry or something. I haven't decided what that's going to be yet. That will be a later date. I shall just build this track work, leave it to somewhere here for now, and that will be a job for once the main layout's all up and running and all the trains are running. My main concern is obviously it's going to be the track work from here going this way to the join and all the main track work. So obviously as it comes around, we'll get the 3 tracks. I know my drawing's not brilliant. They'll split. Each of the 3 will split into 2, so we're going to come up with 6 tracks. So this is a similar scenario to what I had on my layout in the loft, except I didn't have a 3rd platform. On this one I will have a 3rd platform, so I'm going to have 3, and instead of there being a tunnel here like on the other one with the bridges coming up and the station here, I'm going to have a bridge that comes up and goes all the way across to the back of the layout. So what I've got planned is my layout is going to be 4 foot deep. Now you might think you're never going to reach the back to work on it and everything else. What I'm going to do is there's obviously going to be a retaining wall along this section. So that foot there, I'm going to leave open, and basically I will work on the things that are going in there on bits of board, say something like a piece like that bit there in the middle, you know, work on a section, build up the street scene and the houses and all the wiring, and then all I've got to do is lean across this section and slot it on the top, and obviously the wires will come down underneath because there won't be any board there. So when I actually build my layout, it's only going to be this 3 foot, and then there'll be a big 1 foot gap along the back. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to make it a bit different, but it's going to make it easier to work on all of this raised section pieces. I can work on in the workshop, etc., or whatever. I don't have to be working on it on the layout itself, so that will be quite easy. So obviously we've got the 2 tracks this side, which will be freight and parcels, that sort of thing. So the parcels line will come in on this side of the 3rd platform. So I use this one, it's a bit better, a bit clearer. So that will be like the parcels line, and then through freight it will just come straight past and through there. And obviously then I've got plenty of I've got 4 tracks for the up line and the down line, but then they go back into the 3 again, a bit like how they did on the previous layout. This bit I'm ignoring that for now, it was just sort of ideas I was playing with. So basically I'm going to have one comes off the outer freight line here, and it will come down here, and as a basic idea, so I'm going to have an engine shed, maybe a little servicing shed, fueling points, with the fueling sort of like big towers there for the fuel to be stored in. Fueling wagons can sit at the end up here, and then obviously the trains can come in and sit either side of these to fuel up. Also then I'm going to have a point that comes off there to come down here for some other sidings, maybe the cleaner, train cleaning area, that sort of thing. So that's a sort of basic idea. It's not completely set in stone yet, but obviously the train station area is going to take up this sort of much of the layout. I've still got the same amount the other end, so I've got a very, very large space to build like a TMD area without having to have it all cluttered in with the same area. On my old layout, obviously I had the permanent way section here along this bit, so that's not going to be there now, but what it is going to be is over here. So this is a view of how it would come along the back wall. So my 3 tracks would come round and round to the helix this side. So what I'm basically thinking is off that line I'll come off, maybe have 3 lines here, so, and then another spur coming back this way. And if you remember on my previous layout, I had like the the bins where the ballast trains were loaded, all that sort of thing. So I'll probably have all of that in this area with the porter cabin and everything. And this area here will be for steam trains, for coaling trains, that sort of, you know, loading them up and prepping them ready for rail tours, that sort of thing. And what I'll probably do is use this first line here just to keep a set of old coaches, you know, some blood and custard or some LMS coaches, that sort of thing, ready for the steam train to run with. And then I'll have the middle line will be for like my breakdown train type stuff, and the back lane I'll keep some like wagons, sea cows, that sort of thing, ready for where they'll be loading up. And again, what I intend to do is as they come round here, obviously there's going to be a bit more of a curve because it's got to join up, although because of the up way, when the trains are coming uphill, they need to be going on the outer line. So because this is that way, so it needs to be this way round, not coming down and going that way, or otherwise they'll be going downhill on the outer line, which means that the trains coming up would be on the inner line on the tighter radius, and also that makes it a steeper curve, so it's got to come round like that. Again, I shall have another point coming off here and something similar to what I've got this side. I'll have some form of area here that above the thing, I might have a sort of sloping line coming up, a gentle slope, and then have an area that covers this. I haven't decided what it'll be yet. Again, another maybe an industry or of some sort. I'm thinking maybe a bit of a cement works, that sort of thing over there. There's yet another aspect I do want to add into the layout, and that is an area for old trains and such like that are being dismantled or whatever. And I'm thinking maybe back here I could bring a couple of lines down here that would be all in disuse, all really badly weathered and, you know, overgrown, and have some old stock laying there. That's another option. Otherwise I can't really think of where else I might put them. I could have another option, which is what I was thinking for this area, is an old scrap yard. So my old metal scrap train that I built up, I could sit that in the sidings here and have some sidings with some old trains that are looking to be cut up and dismantled, and have like a big yard, that sort of thing, for where they load the trains. And that's that sort of idea, and that's a sort of basis of what I'm looking at the moment. Like I said, things can change, nothing is set in stone, and I've got, obviously I can have my trains running on my loops permanently while I'm having little bits of shunting here, over here or over here. So I've got lots of scope to be doing little bits. But I also quite like the fact of that just as the trains are running, you've got all these areas with other trains in that are parked up for specific reasons. So they're actually part of the background scenery of what's going on, you know, with these industries and areas. Anyway, I shall stop on about that now. I hope I haven't bored you all to death. And thanks for watching, and I will see you all soon. Please hit the like button. If you haven't, please subscribe, and please feel free to comment if you have any ideas, suggestions, etc. I always enjoy all the comments, even if I may not like or want to do whatever people suggest. I still enjoy reading them, and I still always do consider anything that's said. So anyway, I will see you all soon, and hopefully I hear from you all.